Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Vital to the future. Oh, I did turn my light on. Vital to the future of you all. So I'm sorry, very sorry. I was just acquainting myself with the spoon that I may stir my coffee. I've broken out the because we're in the new season. The pumpkin spice coffee. It's October, you know. Start plowing through those leaves. We got this coffee thing with the pods, you know. So these big pods, they're awfully nice. Anyway, oh man, I was just about to say, Giddy. I was just like overcome with pleasure. Oh, she cried. Oh, that is insanely good. Oh my god, that should not be that pleasurable. That's very disturbing, right? That is very, very disturbing indeed. But you know, good for me to know. Okay, pumpkin spice espresso. Bit of a winner. I do indeed enjoy that. Anyway, good evening, afternoon, good morning. How is everybody? I hope you are all doing well. Well, for me and for you, I think as well, for everyone, we're in a new millennium, a new age, a new Yeovil, right? A whole new cycle. You know, it's we went through the rebooting system of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which is like a 10-day process. So the new universe is like freshly regenerated right now. Weirdly, still the same shit. I was like, coming up to the end of Yom Kippur, was it yesterday, day before yesterday? And it's a 25-hour fast, right? The final part of it is this very, very meaningful prayer service called Ne'ilah. It's an extra prayer service, and it was led by our local Rabbi Gold, who sadly retired, but man, is he good! All right, like it was. I have my little seat at the front because I like business class, baby, but I like be left alone, leave me alone. All right. So I have my little seat right at the front with this stender, like instead of a table. And then there are these chairs on the other side of the front, right? So basically, I'm sitting here, and it's a corner, and next to me is the guy who's like leading the prayer service, and on the other side there's another bench where people sit. There sat Rabbi Gold for a whole day. Man, I have to tell you, genuinely, I find him an inspirational person, right? I like it. He's just a normal bloke, and he's yeah, I find him a very, very uplifting person. He gives me faith in the institution of the rabbinics again. He really does, which I don't have that much left. I mean, anyway, so it was Yom Kippur, right? The 25-hour fast. And the final thing is and he does this this final prayer called Avinu Malkeinu, right? Which is okay. One of the reasons I love the show The Leftovers is in season 3, Christopher Eccleston's character, who's this like devout Christian believing person, right? And then 3% of the world vanishes, and he thinks it was the rapture, and he doesn't understand why he's still here. And his whole conception of God, his mind is blown, right? And it also for much of the second season. Really interesting arc he goes through, right? But at the end of it, right, he meets this guy in Australia who says he's God, right? He says, and might well be, right? And he's like, and he just answers his questions about what he wants, and in just a very unsatisfying way. But it's but when he actually does go in and meet God, right? The soundtrack behind it is a very operatic version of this prayer called Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu. It's like that, right? So Avinu is our father, Malkeinu our king, right? You're in charge, but you're my dad. Yeah, let me pull that. And he goes through different ways that God should be nice to us, right? Basically, and normally you do it reasonably quickly, but like, and yeah, this can you do it as the sun's going down, right? The sun's setting, and the thing at the front is called the ark, right? It's a cupboard. It's like an ornamental cupboard, and in it we keep the scrolls of the Old Testament. We call the Torah, right? Which means for us it's like when you open that up and you're praying, it's like you only do that thing. This is the only prayer you I mean. There's one other actually, but not like this one, right? So, and this is like and you've been fasting all day, right? And it's very, it's a very distinct connection you have with God. It's really bizarre. It's a good anyway. So he did that. That was really good. And then you come home and you break the fast. Oh, that is good. Yeah, listen. At that point we go full Jew, right? We go full Jew. Bagels, baby. It's bagels. We bagels, cream cheese lox. Actually, okay, I'm gonna give you an ancient. I'll give you more than one. I'll give you at least one ancient Jewy food secret, right? Ancient Jew food secret. Not many people know. Well, actually, if I'll give you a couple. Firstly, bagels. Bagels were discussed as long ago as what's it called again? The Mishnah Brewer, I think, which was about 17th, 18th century. They're talking about a bread that you boil, then you bake, and you better than poke a hole in it so it boils more roundly, and then you bake it, and that's how you get that very crusty, gooey inside bagel. Right? Always get the boiled then bake. If the parboiled stuff is just never as good. I recommend making bagels just so you see what real bagel tastes like. It's so much better. I mean, it's crazy how much better it is, right? So we go for bagels. So a cinnamon raisin bagel, right? I'll give you ancient. That's the first thing was in the Mission Road, but I'll give you have a cinnamon raisin bagel. Have it spliced hither, and then when they say, "What schmearing would you like, sir? May I doth in you? How may I smear your bagel, my good man?" You tell them lock spread, right? Lock spread is a mixture of cream cheese with a little bit of salmon in it, right? And you go, lock spread and a cinnamon raisin bagel. I say yes, sir. I say yes. I say the lock spread and the cinnamon raisin bagel. Give it a try. It's awesome, right? It's absolutely awesome. If you're having cream, okay, if you're doing cream cheese and lox, like smoked salmon. The cream cheese is with smoked salmon, bits of smoked salmon in there. But if you're doing smoked salmon, I prefer and cream cheese. I like to have a small a drizzling, a mild coming, right? Not too much of horseradish, right, on top of the cream cheese, and then a little bit of onion on top of the salmon, right? Put the onions with salmon, a little bit of onion on top of the salmon. You want to get really fancy, smancy, couple of capers put on it, but that's only if you're in a fancy place, right? That's very, very good, right? That's the bagel, right? Also, a salt bagel with like a monster cheese, lettuce, cheese, tomato, I should say, and onion. Yeah, another good bagel for you. Okay, so that's how you break the fast. But anyway, reality was rebooting, right? It was the final upgrade, right? So we're in the new reality. And my first reaction was, oh, shit! We're still back here? What the hell? Really? Yeah, I thought it'd be like that movie, what's that movie? Dark City, right? Dark City was cool. Dark City, okay. The thing I empathize most with in Dark City, which is this really weird sci-fi noir thriller by Alex Perez, I think, one of his good ones. He's done a lot of shit, but this was actually good. was William Hurt's in it as this detective, right? He has this line in it at one point where it says, "No one ever listens to me," right? Yeah, like the way he delivered that line, I very much empathize with the character. I like William Hurt in general, right? I really do. I liked him as Duke Leto of Traders. I thought he was great, right? So William Hurt's in it, and also what's his name? Crystal Mays and Robin Sherwood and Rocky Horror. What's he called again? Richard O'Brien. Oh my God. Ian Richardson is in it as well. As these bald alien thingies. Anyway, so every night when you sleep, the aliens who control that world, which isn't our world, it's a you find out later, it doesn't really matter. It's a city, it's an experimental place, right? They change the circumstance of your life, right? That maybe you're rich, then you're poor, right? It gives you like a whole different reality every night. So that's and you don't really realize. Anyway, so I hope like something like that would happen, right? I was like, because really, we also finished the Jubilee, right? As when we at the end of the service, you blew the shofar, this ram's horn, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that last Shemitah, the 7-year cycle, and I would say Yovel cycle, that was a bit much, right? They were both a bit the 49-year cycle and the last 7 years, both a bit much, right? Quite frankly. I mean, look, you look at the rest of history compared to the last 49 years. It's like everything happened again 15 million times the screen much louder, right? Can we all just calm down, right? Speaking of which, by the way, what the hell's going on in the world? I came out Yom Kippur. I saw the biggest news was I mean, Russia has started like just moving its nuclear apparatus, and we move train here now, but why? We use bombs soon. I mean, everybody seems to know they're gonna do. There's gonna be a nuclear exchange. Everybody's like, oh yeah, take these iodine pills, and and Poland's like, hey, can we keep your nuclear weapons for you? Can we? Joe Biden, we'll look after them real good. Here's the thing. If we get into a post-nuclear world, I mean, we already are, I guess, but like after the initial years, doesn't really count, right? If we get into a real post-nuclear world, like even if it's a limited, I mean, that's what they say. It's going to be like a limited, low-yield weapon in the tens of thousands, right? But anyway, that what happens next, right? And what's the end game, right? Because if America then strikes Russia directly, then Russia will nuke America. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? I mean, this is what we're talking about, right? What is their end game, right? Like, what the hell? What is their end game? Is it to, like, make money or make us into slaves or something? It seems like, I mean, it could be, let's say they use a nuke, then Biden can then declare a state of emergency and cancel all elections or something like that. Could be. I don't listen. I mean, like, here's the thing: we're spitballing. Who the hell knows? When you start playing bouncy balls with nuclear bombs, like, hey, yeah, and nobody knows who has a nuke anymore. When look, America has about 200 missing. I mean, they do. They literally have about 200 missing, I think. And Russia has. They don't even know how many got missing when the Soviet Union fell. The generals just sold them. You want to know? No, we can do that for you. We have a delivery mechanism, no problem. That actually will happen. Nobody knows who is nuclear capable now, and who. Let's say nuke gets used. Who are you going to believe, right? And it's that. I mean, I don't know. It seems reasonably obvious to me that the only person who benefited from Nord Stream 2 was America, right? And maybe Poland. It seems to be an American-Poland thing. Poland wants the nukes. I don't know, man. This looks like it's going to get crazy. So I thought there'll be like some quicker reboot thing, but no, there's contra bloody nudity. So good news is, if I'm right about this stuff, which is all pointed that way so far, it all keeps getting more extreme all the freaking time. I just wish you'll calm down. Here's where I am with reality. Can you blow up or shut up? Right? I mean, what? We got a plague, then we got a war, we got a famine. Look, reality. Can you either blow up or shut up? Right? One of the two. All the screaming's too much for everyone. Can we have our TV shows back? Oh, can we have Star Trek without lesbians rubbing their vaginas all over the bloody console? Oh, man, actually, it doesn't sound bad now you mention it. By the way, I gave this some thought before I went online. The best in-universe, interspecies Doctor Who porn, right, would be lesbian Marvelman on Silurian porn, okay? Lesbian Marvelman on Silurian porn. Not Silurian, Draconian. I would say I go Draconian because of John Ridgway. One second, let me see if I can find a picture of John Ridgway's Draconian. John Ridgway Draconian. It was a Draconian princess. Man, that was where'd he go? And then I just got like a bunch of football things. What the hell? Okay, I'm getting there. Is it going to tell you what war game? Okay, so what is this the one? Hang on. Here, let me see if I can find this for you. She cried. I think I got a digital version of this graphic novel. War game. Yeah, listen, this is worth the derailment to go find it because this is a hot Draconian, right? Which is saying, I don't think you get many, even if you go to like genre, podcast, Doctor Who podcast, you don't get podcasts going something going, wait a minute. I think I have a picture of a very hot Draconian. What's that? Let me go to this. Let me try Panini. It's not Cold Day in Hell, so it must be before that one. World Shapers or Voyager. Let's say Voyager. Hang on, we'll do this. Doink. Open with Simple Comic. Simple Comic for a simple man. That's me for you. Hang on. Let me see if I can. Hang on. How do I turn the pages on this thing? Oh, here. Sorry, I just found it. This is the one. I got to go all the way here. I'll share the screen. It is a bit glorious. It's worth sharing the screen. Present screen. They keep changing things. Don't change anything. Dude, do not change anything, okay? Anyway, can I go back to the beginning? Yeah. So this is this graphic novel, right? Voyager. It's the last bloody story. Oh, look at that John Ridgway art. Oh, love it. I mean, I love the way he drew the he drew the Randalls with the cross hatching over here. Oh man. Then with a bit of dog boat action. And again, this is where John Ridgway was going crazy, like knocking out the park. Voyager, right? Colin Baker was never this good. Look at it. Awesome. Oh man, awesome beyond awesome. And like these weird freaking villains, the Strobolus. I mean, it was like it was really trippy stuff. I mean, you can see for yourself, it's really trippy stuff, right? Voyager, man, Voyager was a great strip. And the John Ridgway just really sells it, right? Oh, then he got Polly the Glot, another great strip with John Ridgway. Yeah, great. Oh yeah, because I forgot that when it was like a continuation of it. Hang on, but let me get over to Once Upon a Time Lord, another good one. They vanish into Winnie the Pooh, but we are going to find the Hot Draconian. Here we go. We're nearly there. Hot Draconian action coming. Okay, it's his daughter. Okay. How can I zoom in? There's got to be a way of zooming in. We got to zoom in, dude. It's a Hot Draconian. Okay. How do I do this? Original size? Okay. Hot Draconian sighting. Yeah. So yeah, Hot Draconian with lesbian Mavellan porn. Okay. I rest my case. Thank you, John Ridgway. Very Hot Draconian. Okay. We have 2 images of Hot Draconian. Please enjoy for yourself. Hot Draconian. Thank you very much. Look, listen. Give them what they want, baby. Give them what they want. Yeah, that's what I say. Fine. Let me pull up some thumbnails. I actually got some stuff coming up. Nothing's going on in the Doctor Who world, I take it, right? Let me have a quick look at Doctor Who Twitwats. They tried to embargo the cover of a Doctor Who magazine, and it's already out, right? Like nothing, right? There is nothing going on about the Jodie episode. It's looking insane. There's no bloody trailer. How can there be no trailer? Oh, because they're embarrassed as fuck. That's why. Because it's a piece of shit. Although this thing Lee Biding did was really nice. I mean, which is what we are 100% going to see. Hang on. Present screen. There you go. That's a lovely little bit of artwork there. And we are 100% going to see that scene. Okay, we all know that, right? This is Doctor Who Karaoke by Chibnall and the Gang. Okay, it's but that's it. There's like no interest. Nothing. It is crazy. There's like, I mean, no, not Joe. That's not Jodie. Nothing of it. Yeah, there can't be any trailer yet. Look at that. It's just. Look, the only reason that I think most people who like Doctor Who will watch it is for Ace and Tegan, right? And Jonah's awful. I'm sorry, it's not me, you bloody caster. I mean, so somebody was contacted me and was saying, look, but it's not the writer's fault. It's like it's the only thing they can sell is woke shit. So that's the reason they're only writing woke shit, because the only thing anybody will buy is woke shit. Fair point, but man, what can I tell you? You got to get the piss taken out of you then. I mean, come on! You can't have it both bloody ways, right? It's what's that movie? Casino. I was watching Casino the other night, and that's the night when I'm thinking, could you imagine getting Alan Moore to write a script for Martin Scorsese? Because he's such a visual storyteller, right? We went through the whole thing, how like Killing Joke is essentially Scorsese does Batman, right? But there's a scene in it where they catch somebody cheating with using their hands to like signal the other one with a like electric thing, and he smashes the guy's hand, all bloody up. So he brings in his accomplice and says, "Okay, you can either leave with your hand or the money. You're not going to go out and leave with both, right?" I can't remember how I got that. Was supposed to be an example of something, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, there is. What is that? How you unfortunately gonna have to get through Jodie, right? You're not gonna. You can't go through that episode and come out unscathed, baby. Is what we're trying to tell you. I would say run now, right? Run like the wind. Oh, this is why I get these thumbnails together. Actually, I should share. There's two versions of it. Just doink. Doink. Try that one more time. Hey! Present screen. I don't like it saying present screen. It sounds like some weird S&M thing. Present yourself. Oh, yes. Doctor Who and the Special of Doom. The BBC's meager marketing of the power of the Doctor reluctantly begins. Yes, SFX has an article, and oh boy. All right, kid. I think my career might be salvageable, but you to us are screwed. Yes, you are. 100%. SFX magazine. We're going to go have a look at that tonight. And we'll start with that bit of SFX action. She cried. I love this. I'm sorry. Tom Baker is the perfect foil for Chris Chibnall, isn't it? Like, yeah, the perfect foil whenever you want to have like corporate nonsense speak. Just say something straight. You go, oh, it's Tom Baker the one to say it. We can't show any trailers or promote our show or our special because spoilers. No, we don't want any spoilers. It's because it's shit, isn't it? Yes, it is, Tom. Yes, it is. Very perceptive. Well done, Tom. Oh, fuck me. I forgot we got to go over Andor. Oh, fucking hell. A show in search of a plot point. Oh, my God. Like nothing fucking happens. You know, it's a show entirely made. I'm going to say this again when we get to the review. It's a show entirely made out of deleted scenes. Have you ever seen deleted scenes, right? They're, you know why they're deleted? Because they just slow everything down, right? It's unnecessary information. It's boring. You know, it derails the show. It takes the life out of something. It's a show made out of only those scenes. It's so awful. Have we got Cringe trailers to go over? Let's see what I see the Lord of the Rings producers say anybody criticizing their show is evil. Will you shut up, you little cunt? Okay, you little cunt. You made a piece of shit. Okay, you got paid a lot of money for making a piece of shit. Yeah, when you make a piece of shit and you get paid a lot of money for making a piece of shit, we have the right to take the piss out of you. If you don't like that, that's the one thing you got to deal with. If you don't like that, and it's not going to happen if you don't make a piece of shit. I can show you many things that are not a piece of shit that doesn't relentlessly get the piss taken out of it. Yeah, But if you make it a piece of, like, are you seeing House of Dragons getting the piss taken out of it all the time? No, Game of Thrones still is. Exactly. Right? Don't make a piece of shit. All the stuff I like was cancelled. Was it Raised by Wolves? Nobody talked about it, so they weren't taking the piss out of it. But like, what was the last? I don't know. Firefly was kind of universally loved. Even though Joss Whedon's a bit of a tit. But I remember the old days when we liked Joss Whedon back when the Avengers were cool. Man, those were good times, right? Those were good fucking times. Didn't realize how good we had it. Really? I mean, like, that first Avengers movie was kind of like the pinnacle of like awesome geek cinema, right? I think that's where it reached its finest point. Yeah, once you hit phase 2, phase 2 wasn't bad, but it didn't have that glory, right? Whoa, man. Yeah, we'll see the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. God help us. God help us. Andor's so boring, right? And we got to look at the marketing or not marketing of this piece of shit special because it's not happening, baby, is it? Nothing's happening. Oh, it's a shot. I mean, literally, how many? It's what? That 2.5 weeks to go, and there's not a trailer. Oh, this is totally normal in the current television land. Oh, shut up, you twat. You should be doing trailers or trailers or trailers. And you would be if people wanted it. The reason that hasn't been put out is because when you put it out, we're all going to know it's a piece of shit. You do know we're going to see it, right? No one's going to see it. It doesn't really matter. Here, well, I did have an earlier version of this. The Amazons not do marketing. How embarrassed is the BBC of the TV special? Pretty darn so. Yeah, I think my second configuration was better. This is better. Yeah. I don't put that much emphasis on Andor. Fuck off. Leave me alone. Beating a dead timeless child. Please do. Screen Rant continues to obsess about Jodie Whittaker's failed Doctor Who retcon. This is stunning, and this is brave, and this is the best thing ever to happen to Doctor Who. Bigot. Yes, this is where we are in the world. Westworld, I'm doing a bunch of deep dive trailers. I just started watching season 3. Fuck me, it's good. Okay, listen, here's the problem. Season 2 wasn't woke, but season 2 did go up its own arse a lot, right? And now, fortunately, I think its own arse was pretty darn interesting, but it did go up its own arse a lot. But fuck me, if anything deserved to pummel its own arsehole, right? If anybody had earned that right, that'd be Westworld, I would say. Very good show. It's really good. If you got HBO Max, it's yeah. I've had to watch it 2 times minimally to understand what's going on, right? Which if you go, oh well, that means I don't want to watch it. That's cool. That's totally cool. Anyway. You should check out the audio drama, The Unquenchable Thirst of Dracula. I know that one by Mark Gazza. He did it a couple of years ago. It's really good. Yeah. That's from they did a poster for it, but they didn't do that movie, or either it was a sequel to it. You know, I actually have that. It's very good. Says Jordan Lee. Matt the Silent is here. Apparently, Nintendo wants their Mario movie to fail, according to my view. What are they doing? What they do? Oh, how are they fucking up Nintendo? So they should be voiced by Italian plumbers should be voiced by American actors. Who's playing them? Like, who would you cast as Mario? Like, beforehand they did Bob Hoskins. That wasn't a good idea. Actually, I can kind of see it now. Bob Hoskins as Mario. I don't know. Matt, you suggest casting, mate. The sort of says, after 5 minutes of me, and yeah, you'll think out of the most annoying people in the world in the room. Oh, Keith, yes, you will do that. That is very true. X-Men 577 is here. Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Jonathan Cox is here. How you doing? The Rabbi from another time because he's in a different time. That is very true. It's true. It's 7:33 for me. My good lady wife is on the way home. She's oh yes, I forgot that. So, now we finished Yom Kippur, right? Now we're having to head on into Sukkot. Now Sukkot's cray, baby. Sukkot is cray. My wife here. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see if I can find it without doxing anyone. Yeah, that's it. Hang on. So my wife, okay, fine. You need this thing called Arbor Minim. I'll show you a picture of them. Which is a palm leaf and a lemon thing and some this type of leaves and that type of leaves. Hang on, it's a share screen. Hello. Present there, okay. Chrome tab. There you go. So normally we have our guy, right? Our guy delivers it. That's what they are. You kept in these little baggies. These things go. So I normally have a guy picks it out, delivers it to my house, gets done, right? So my guy's retired, right? And right next to where my wife works, there's a huge fair selling these things. So let me just show you what it was. So that's them all together, but These are the crazy things. So my wife wanted to show me how good my palm leaf is, and this shows you it's a very good one. It really is. You have to look at the central leaves of the tiomus and see if it's all stuck together, and it is. This is my my lemon thing, my etrog. It's very, very good because it has this little nipple thing at the top. The rabbi likes a nipple. It is true. It is true. But if a nipple breaks off, you can't use it. So it's a bit dangerous. But it's a nice looking one. Man, they looked after me there. And also, you need this little hut thing to live in. You got to be able to see the sky through it. It's called a sukkot. Right now, I don't sleep in one anymore because I just can't do it, mate. I can't do it. Maybe if I had like a very expensive bed and just had everything sorted out, like it was just outside my bedroom, it was just a different place to go. Fine, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. But so these are little things from my wife's work. So we wanted to highlight these in the decorating of the sukkah, which my son undertook today. I gotta work out having a chat with him. Right, because here's the weird thing, right? This wound me up a billion times. Before he just came back from being in America for like 6-8 months as a diving instructor. So this wound me up. He would never do anything around the house, right? He was just this lazy bum. But like, he's not. He's like he's a very successful guy. He's responsible. He was a tank fucking commander. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Right, we're going to clean the floor. I was asking him to donate his left leg. Oh my god. Oh my god. So okay, I think this is what was going on, and this is idiot advice you ever hear it, right? Somebody says, the first time your wife, when you get to a newlywed, the first time your wife asks you to do washing up, break a plate, she'll never ask you to do it again. That's true. She'll also think you're an incompetent schmuck. And you know why she'll think you're a schmuck? Because you are a schmuck. I just cleaned the fucking plate, arsehole. So anyway, so yeah, if I could just, I just got to. So we got him to actually put the decorations up, all right, and that was a bit of a don't ask, a fracturing of wheels, but thankfully they're all up. So that's ready to go. This starts on Sunday night, right? Sunday night is Sukkot. There you go. That's him. A good-looking lad. Look at him. Look at that! How did that spring forth from my loins? Quite amazed. Look at he's still in good shape. I'm quite impressed. Well done, Reuven. Well done, Reuven. My wife just wound him up so chronic last night about getting these decorations put up, like having to pull them out, and he got really pissed off. I tell you, it's moments like that that make my life worth living. So his pain is my pleasure. Sad but true. Anyway, let me get back to these things. Present screen sounds very kinky to me. You may present your screen. Oh yes, master. Present it to me. There we go. Let's go back to the chat. Dr. Dave is here. How you doing, Dr. Dave? Thank you for joining us. This Jacqueline Hyder, political correctness gone mad. Well, there's a lot of that about. I'm just trying to think if we're going to come up with any suggestions for a voice talent for Nintendo. What was it? For Mario. Who could believe it? Like, who's a big Italian actor? Scott Baio is the only thing I can think of. DC is here. How you doing, DC? Thank you for joining us. And we got Keith Hills. How you doing, Keith Hills? Bagel sounds nice. Bagel's good, baby. It was a good bagel, right? And I was going to watch Andor last night, but I was like, I can't do it. I can't, mate. I can't. Come on. Have mercy. I've just fasted for 25 hours and been praying. Let me have a night off. So I watched today. I'm shocked. Man, it was nothing happened. Like more has happened in this podcast that happened in Andor, right? Nothing. You know where they are in the plot now? How far it's moved on? Zero. Nothing's that's what I said. Nothing's happened. Okay, they're about to do the caper, right? It's insane. Serene South Station, thank you for joining us. No one talks about all the proxy wars in the US is involved. Oh my God, yeah. No, this is what's going on. You have idiot college kids, the people that thought kids who are like from somewhere between Veep and American Psycho, something like that, all right? And they don't know anything, right? They know nothing. They're idiots. Just like they're the same idiots that are running Star Trek. Those sort of where they go, oh yeah, no, let's do more of the Star Trek Discovery. It's the same fucking idiots. And they're so convinced themselves, right? Only this time they're running the White fucking House. They're running Biden. We're in trouble, mate. I mean, listen. What you got to also remember that like Bill Gates has a lot more power than Joe Biden, right? And Bill Gates wants there to be a meatless society, right? And choose to live in pods and eat bugs, right? That's what Bill Gates wants. Bill Gates is a weirdo, right? They're all weirdos. NATO's in a proxy war. That's what I was saying. They aren't involved. How are they not involved? They're like, here. Poland's like, please deliver your weapons to me here so we can slip them off to Ukraine. I'm like, it's all to make fucking money. We're all like, seriously, they're gonna bring nuclear war, right? We're gonna get into a post-nuclear world. Because they want to feed their nest, and I think they want to make us slaves as well. This is not good news. But again, I think we're all, look, as I said, the countdown is on, right? We're in the year. We're like by the end of this is the year that according to these Kabbalist predictions, the Messiah could be coming, right? The Jewish Messiah could be coming. It's supposed to be the year after Shavuot, which this is, after the 7-year fallow cycle, and it's people think it's the end of a Yovel cycle, which is a 49-year cycle. Essentially, people ask me what type of monetary system I prefer: capitalist, communist, socialist. So here's my thoughts, right? I think have generally speaking, a free market economy where people can buy and sell and trade and come up with things and make money, right? But every 50 years, all money's reset, right? Everybody's got like a basic allotment, this nachlaka, this portion, right? And every 50 years it goes back, right? And like if you had any slaves, when you blew the shofar at the end of Yom Kippur, they all go free, right? All debts are cancelled, right? It's incredible. All debts are cancelled on the because it's a break of reality. It's a whole new world, mate. All right. So I don't know. So I don't know what this new virgin reality is going to take us, but by the end of this year, I think it's we're in the post-messianic world. So how we're getting there from here, I don't know. It makes you think that how bad it gets is only going to last a year. Like, the countdown's on, right? You're not going to have to live in a post-nuclear hellscape for that long, for more than a year. So, well, here's hoping. Unless I'm wrong, of course. Can't wait to hold hands the war. I mean, like, honestly, here's the thing. Everybody can have what they all want, for God's sake. There's enough for everybody to be really quite comfortable, right? I mean, there's enough for everybody in the whole world to live like a white picket fence life, which is fine. A white picket fence 1960s life. I think everybody can achieve that in the world, right? That's fine, right? That's a fine standard of living for everybody. Let's go for that, right? You don't need much more than that. I mean, honestly, let's say you want to get 4 of those houses and have a pool. It's like, fine, okay? You don't need... What more do you actually need, right? And I'm all for you getting luxury and whatever you want, but like, it's just getting silly. Right? Yeah, you're making the world into slaves so you can live in like this weird, like disgusting level of luxury, right? Yeah, this is weird, mate. Right? But everybody should be able to make a rope. And I like the idea of every 50 years, all wealth gets reset, right? Because the only way you get this like sick world we're in now is by having generation after generation after generation after generation of entitled people who have never done anything to earn that entitlement, right? Which is where I think we are right now. Fine, let me keep whizzing through the chat. Oh yes, go whiz through me. I like a bit of golden shower. When is the premiere of next season? Next season of what? What are we talking about? I'm going back trying to find out. Next, well, you got the special, right? And that's going to be in a couple of weeks. And then next year is on the November 23rd. At Tzvi Lebetkin, they don't want to put out a trailer on social media because they know it's going to be down. But yes, that's exactly why. But now it's reached the point where it's obvious that's what they're doing, right? They're not even going to try the review bomb by racist strategy because everybody knows it's like shit. I mean, that's it. Yeah, and that's really their only hope. Auditor Analysis here. How you doing, sir? You posted a couple of good things this week. What was it? I can't remember. But a couple of things. I'm sorry because of the Jewish holidays. I just don't have time to like focus and reply to people. So I am somewhat remiss. I'm terribly sorry. But I do remember you having two things I wanted to talk about, and I just didn't get to it in time. Lonnie is here. How you doing, Lonnie? Thank you for joining us. Let's start there. There you go. Atom Warlock is here. How you doing, Atom Warlock? Thank you for joining us. Robert Holmes could teach modern Doctor Who writing things. Yes, yes. Yeah, honestly, it should be required reading, right, to watch Robert Holmes Doctor Who. I agree with you. It actually really, really should. To write Doctor Who, you really should know these things well. There should be a list of things that you really need to know well to write Doctor Who. Like the Horror of Fang Rock, Terrence Dick's near perfect script, right? And Talons of Wen Chiang, a fantastic Robot script, along with Deadly Assassin. Like it was like reinventing Gallifrey. But they got to understand, you can't run before you can walk, right? You can't have your first story be a sociological commentary on how hard it is to be a woman. I started watching Inside Man. I got like about 12 seconds in when because I don't want to hear another story, and I don't know what this is, but another story about the plight of being a woman in the modern world, right? I don't need another one. Right, that's every fucking story, right? It opens up with this, was it Lydia West on a train, and the guy and a creepy going to her on the train while rubbing his crotch or something. And I'm like, I don't want to hear how hard it is to be a fucking woman again. It's really. Oh, but wait a minute. What about other show? The Handmaid's Tale. Oh yeah, we did that too. And the other show, Discovery. Oh yeah, and the other show, and this and this. It's all about being a woman. Yeah, listen. I understand. You're very, very obsessed about yourselves and being a woman, right? Because that has to permeate every fucking fiber of society and reality. That and your weird trans obsession. You weird, creepy weirdos. Tzvi Lebetkin, I think you'll love the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared show. Okay, I'll give it a try. I'll totally give that a try. I tell you, I do love Matt Smith. Matt Smith is a rare talent that shines out throughout television entertainment. Right? He's very good at his job. If the nipple breaks off, you're definitely doing something wrong. Oh man, it's a big deal, mate. Don't talk about the nipple breaking off. That is a bit of a nightmare. Let me tell you, that is a bit of a nightmare. But we got two nippleless ones as well, so we're not that worried. There we go. Caught up with the chat. Fine. Let me see what we're going to look at first. Golden Bennett, she cried. Fine. I'm just trying to work out where we're starting. There's a bunch of stuff I want to look at. And let's go over here. First, let me have a quick look at. We'll have a quick look at Doctor Who Twitter and news. See if there's anything breaking anywhere, because I don't think there is. Catherine Fears here. How you doing, Catherine? Thank you for joining us. Oh, Catherine, so you sent me a good fan-made Jodie trailer, right, with Sophie Aldred. Yeah, I think it's gonna be much better than the actual episode. Here, one second. Let's see if it looks as anything here. I'll just refresh the page. Let's see if there's a look of anything new going on in Doctor Who world. Sea Devils, blah blah blah. Nothing. No, see, like no. Oh, there's a Jodie thing. No, nothing. No trailer. You want to see the trailer? Trailer and update. Just update Doctor Who article for Video Gamer confirming the return of. Oh, let's see who they're returning. Confirming the return of. Official key art. First look at Tegan and Ace. Ace left with Jewish master with Yaz. This is nothing new. Hang on, is that today? Yeah, this is from today. As part of the upcoming issue, have confirmed Bradley Walsh will be in the. Oh yes, they did confirm that. That's correct. Right there. No, I actually read that earlier today. That is correct. Fine. No, nothing really. That fine. But yeah, Bradley Walsh. I just didn't give a shit. I'm sorry, I forgot. I wasn't that taken in. Look at this. Absolutely nothing. Nothing about Jodie's finale. But this is a couple they want to keep embargoed, by the way, for some reason. Because it's shit. Could be. Fine. Nothing doing that. Let's go over here to Doctor Who news. News. Let me just refresh. On page 1. No, let's go back to page 1. One second. That's better. Now I can never get the disturbing reason the Weeping Angels look like angels. Oh, God. Screamer's going. Has Doctor Who introduced the final incarnation of the Doctor? Yeah, Doctor Who, not really. I mean, that was the debate in the back of his mind. Rusty David teases two series return to Doctor Who and will tackle climate change. I hear a lot of people groaning when he said that. I know. I'm just of the opinion, if you're somebody with talent, you can tell these stories. Like if Malcolm Hook told me he wanted to do a story about climate change, I'd be like, please tell me more, mate. Please tell me more. But I have to tell you, climate change is the science of it a little bit woolly. I think you need to go to a higher power to really understand what's really going on in the world. And there's very few higher powers that we can get to. But I think we saw recently with the funeral of Her Majesty, God rest her soul, the majesty of royalty, right? The absolute majesty of royalty, and how close it is to godliness. And there's some wisdom there that they can shine their light on you, right? Sadly, I have some royalty for you, but sadly, it's not your top shelf royalty, although it is. It's more your grubby top shelf royalty. He does indeed shine his light on you, but like a bat piece, a string of bat piss in the darkness. It is, of course, Birmingham's King of the Geeks, Dan Hadley. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. This week, a Tory MP, as they're having a Tory party conference in Birmingham, and one of them remarked Birmingham was a shithole, and they've asked for this guy to resign and everything like that. But he's not wrong. It is a bit of a shithole.
I remember Putin. He had to give this big speech a couple of days ago about how satanic the West is and what terrible things they're doing. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, you're not wrong about that, but you know, choir boy yourself, mate. Everything you're saying is indeed true about these weird satanic gender experiments they're doing on children. Yes, that is actually happening. You got a point there.
I mean, of course, this Tory boy being a 21st century Tory, he's pretty far left. So, how did he react to this? Did he challenge him by saying, "Well, look, this is a Labour, because Labour have held every seat in Birmingham for donkey's years now." Right. So he had the opportunity to say, "Yeah, this is a shithole," and because
and grovelled like a bitch is my guess.
Pretty much, yeah. Whereas he should have blamed the Labour Party because it's their doing, just like they've turned London into a shithole.
Right. Now, okay, this is what you need to do to him, right? This is what needs to happen to educate him. Remember that scene in Pulp Fiction, right? When you got Samuel Jackson interrogating the kid, like, and he's just shot the other one, right? And he's like, ah! Now what does Mr. Marcellus look like? I don't know. He's going, say I don't know again. I dare you. I double dare you. He says, so what do you look? And he shoots him in the shoulder, right? He says, he's black. Yeah. Does he look like a bitch? Don't try him like a bitch. That's the sort of talking to he needs, right? That's the sort of talking to he needs.
Our politicians have no balls anymore.
They're all awful people. I mean, they just all are. All the American ones. There's like, that's why they hate the Donald Trump ones, the MAGA ones, right? Because they're not part of this weird cabal of child raping weirdos. And they all, I mean, like, really, that seems to be bizarre common denominator. They all seem to be really into having sex with children, right?
Well, this is it. I mean, they do say that you can judge a man by the quality of his enemies, and Donald Trump's enemies are, like you say, a cabal of high-profile progressive paedophiles. So
I know. What's with the weird combination? What do you think the end game of all of this is? I mean, like
apocalypse.
It's insane. If anybody's a mug, can you get rid of the Chat 69 XYZ best adult dating site post?
Ask them to contact me privately.
Well, yeah, I did them as a block user. Oh no,
just send them direct to me.
Yes, exactly. Oh no, I come off the screen. I'm trying to remove you. Block user.
Of course. The idea that somebody watching this stream may think that I'm being genuine about that, what some people are like, because I know you get quite a few hate watchers. Do they still turn up, the old hate watchers?
I don't know. If I have a mod in the chat, if you can get rid of that for me, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much.
I love it how whenever I do Type 40 live on a Thursday, which we're not doing this week, we're taking a couple of weeks off, but we're dropping up a show. I'll tell you about that later. But whenever we do that show, even though you can't see the dislike count anymore, there's still that one arsehole out there who there's only one of them who always clicks dislike.
Yes.
So if you are watching, hello, my disliker. Lovely to see you.
I was just doing a quick peruse of the Doctor Who news, and I was going to look at this month's SFX magazine.
Oh, cool.
1 second. Screen. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not going to go detail. I'm just really looking at headlines right now. Rusty Davis doing 2 seasons and tackle climate change. Does this bother you in any way?
Nope. Is it supposed to?
I'm like, well, if Chris Chibnall said that, I'll be like, oh no, it's going to be awful. But also, when Chris Chibnall says the Daleks are Cybermen and the Sultanas are coming to get the Doctor, it's also awful, right?
Exactly.
Everything he does is
mate.
Awful.
Look, I really like beans on toast, but if Chris Chibnall was to sort of say to me, look, come round, come have a chat, Dan, I'll make you beans on toast, I think, oh no.
I think I'll give you beans on toast a miss, because you know his beans on toast are going to be red hot and shoved up your ass with the poker. Right?
I mean, the thing with this is, and people will be clenching their fists and gnashing their teeth because Russell has said he's going to do something other than give us a lot of escapist entertainment. I don't think Russell can really win at the moment. I know he's been talking.
I don't think Doctor Who was ever escape. I mean, it was always socially relevant. It's just now it's done with idiocy with the sledgehammer, right?
Well, I have to keep saying to people, I mean, it's a waste of time on Twitter because they're all thick as 2 short planks. But there's a difference between being topical and being political. The clue is in the frigging name. We used to have these things on British TV. You must remember them. The party political broadcast.
Right, exactly. Bring those back.
That's the difference. It wasn't a party topical broadcast. They were being overtly political to politicize us, you, them, and the entire discourse. Whereas good Doctor Who, traditionally in Doctor Who, would often stray into topical territory. Not all the time, just sometimes, just now and again. On the odd occasion where it did get political, everybody hated it. It was pretty crap. On the very, very odd occasion. And yet, here we are.
I have to disagree with you. I think even though Monster Peladon is no patch on Curse of Peladon, I don't think it's nearly as good. I wouldn't call it crap. And Happiness Patrol, I understand people don't like it. I think it's quite good.
Well, a disclaimer here. When I say crap, I'll say it's not received very well. People don't like it when people didn't like it when Doctor Who told stories like that in that way. I personally love the Happiness Patrol.
Right? You know what I think they really nailed it perfectly? Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
It was subtle yet intrinsic to the plot. It was a really real interesting idea. I think they did very well. Right,
multi-layered. Part 1 of Remembrance of the Daleks aired this week, 34 years ago. 34.
Okay, I still remember them 34 years ago being excited all day for it to come on, right?
Me too.
And not knowing what to do and like getting excited for it when that was again. It was a fantastic reinvention. It was as much a reinvention as Rose was when it came back. See, season 25. Suddenly, it was a mysterious doctor. It was creeping around the van, with the you had the cool effects with the Daleks, the skeleton. It was an entirely different level of production. It
felt like another show altogether from the one that had disappeared the previous December.
Right. It felt like it got its groove back. Right.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi doesn't want anything to do with Doctor Who. We get it, Peter. I don't know what happened. I'm very sorry.
Poor bloke.
This is another I'm going to go over at some point. Jodie Whittaker bought New Life Doctor Who and made the show better. No, she didn't.
Who's that boy?
But that will be a video coming up shortly. It's insane. How US reboot would have changed the Doctor's backstory. Yeah, I know. Somehow they're all talking about the McGann TV show that never was, and they're doing a lot of talking about it.
Well, I'll be talking about it tonight from 8 o'clock on the Facebook channel. That'll bring me to my plug later on. Yeah, I'm dropping a video podcast later on at 8 o'clock. I've got 2 great guests. In fact, I may as well do the plug now if that's okay with you.
You can do it more than once. I'm intrigued.
Because it's connected with the TV movie. In particular, I'm interviewing the bloke what wrote it, and he talks at some length. He talks at some length about the press.
I'm looking forward to that. That's fantastic.
So I'm talking to him partly about the writing process behind the TV movie and what its effect on his life and his creativity since. And of course, I don't know if you're aware, but he's the man behind this brand new documentary that's coming out around the cinemas.
Yeah, good luck to him. Look, when they have it on download, I will totally buy it. 100%. I'll buy it. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I don't know why I think everybody hates it though. We all liked it.
You'll find out at 8 o'clock tonight on the Facebook channel there with myself and Sarah. We got together and we talked to Matthew Jacobs and his colleague Vanessa Yule at length. We had a lot of laughs as well. It was just like last week's show we did with the Who Shop. So there was a lot of laughing going on. And Matt Jacobs is a very interesting man. 8 o'clock tonight.
I mean, he does seem a bit eccentric on all the trailers.
Just
fine. Okay, there's really nothing going on. There's like. I mean, Lily, the lack of Doctor Who stuff is breathtaking, isn't it? I mean, like it's such an admission of failure. Again, another one. But what? Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
What did he expect to happen? Of course, it's going to be all. How do they expect it wouldn't be this embarrassing?
It's very clear, isn't it, mate? It's very clear that everybody is just totally over this. No one at the BBC gives a toss about the power of the Doctor. Piers Wenger, he's the bloke who's commissioned it. He's long gone. He left about 8 months ago. He's gone. So he's no longer there. Chris Chibnall hasn't worked there for nearly a year. Jodie Whittaker's been off and had a baby since then. She's got other things to do and never really cared in the first place. The only person... Yeah, that's the one. That's tonight at 8 o'clock. Myself, Sarah, with Vanessa and Matt Jacobs there for a good hour and a half. Deep dive into Matt's career, this new documentary, and the birth, I suppose you could say, the Eighth Doctor. So yeah, he's very entertaining.
Without definitely spoiling, has he ever heard the stuff that they did following on from his?
On Big Finish, you mean, or the stuff that's come since? He's very aware of the life, the later life of the Eighth Doctor, and I don't want to speak for him, but he's very proud. He's like a proud father on this show.
I'm glad, because they especially the first couple of seasons from Big Finish, but they got a couple of good sales on right now. They're doing a new strategy where they're putting a bunch of stuff for like $2.99 out.
I mean, I can't speak for how much of it he's actually heard, but we've got a little bit of content later on, and a few words from Paul McGann on there too, and it's very clear that Matt Jacobs, well, he was away for a very, very long time. Now he's back in the fold with the aid of Vanessa, his colleague and friend. And so she sort of guided him back into the middle of all this, really. And I think it's been quite a revelation to him, which obviously...
Has he any interest in writing for Doctor Who again? Like, I'd love to hear him do a sequel.
Well,
yeah, like...
I asked him that exact question. Find out tonight, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. tonight. Find out. Look at that.
That's teamwork. That's teamwork for you, mate.
I tell you, I've been called many things in my life. A natural tease, never. Right? Never. I've always gone pretty easily. I'm like, oh, okay, then. That's really all it's been taken.
Right, we're on. Right, love, we're on.
Yeah. Okay. I got a spare 5 minutes. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, cheers for that. What were we saying before? That? Yes. So yeah, the proud father there. But I mean, with the Eighth Doctor and all this stuff with the anniversary. Obviously, we're all excited about that. But the BBC, they're just, mate. I don't know about you, but I just get the impression that it's a great relief to them that this is now not their problem. That it's Bad Wolf's problem. They can leave it to them.
Have you seen this thumbnail?
I haven't seen this one before. What's it say? Let me make
the stream you're on right now is for this.
We can't show. Oh, they're gonna love this one. Oh, brilliant.
And Tom Baker is the perfect person to deliver the punchline. Like you just hear it in his head.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree more. And that pained expression on Chibnall's face. I mean, again, we've got Doctor Who magazine. They've revealed the cover for the next issue, and it's okay. It's a picture of Jodie Whittaker stood with the mates.
Yeah, exactly. Although, here, let's share the screen here. Fine, I want to go this month's SFX magazine. This month's SFX. I would say. It's obvious from this that last month was supposed to be a Doctor Who cover, and this month they're like, fine, we're pushing you to the corner. You didn't get your shit together in time. You're being pushed to the corner. You've ruined the theme of the issue. They're pissed off with them. They can't stand them, right? And it really is pushed to the corner in this issue.
I don't know anybody at SFX now, but I have in the past, and they had a very nice relationship with everybody at BBC Cardiff for quite a long time. And as I understand it, that relationship is kind of pretty much a breaking point. There's basically no relationship left.
I mean, I just don't understand how they screw up at literally everything. I mean, really, it's literally. I mean, you can't hire somebody to market for you, mother. Really?
They didn't view it. Chris Chibnall didn't. Mate, Chris Chibnall did not view it as important. They didn't need a brand manager anymore, so they got rid of Ed Russell. Ed Russell. No. Ed Russell and I. I doubt that yourself and Ed, or myself and Ed, would agree on many things. To say he's quite progressive is putting it mildly. But that man was fucking good at his job. He was excellent at his job, and so was Stuart Crouch, the photographer, as well. Now, if you keep an eye on the things that Stuart Crouch says, the little things that he says on social media and the things that he likes, you can read between the lines that man, he is
thing about having, but that's what we got to do, read between the lines. Anyway,
you can see.
This month's SFX is a Halloween-esque issue. None of this really, I haven't really decided if this is a recommend or not, but in the issue, it's the features on Halloween, Wreck the Devil's Hour. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't been able to watch Inside. I got 17 seconds in Inside Man. I said, no, thank you. Have you seen it yet?
No, you told me there was a massive, great big dollop of misandry right at the beginning of it, and I thought, fuck
right,
this.
exactly. That's it. I got 17 seconds into it. I'm like, I don't really care about hearing the plight of being a woman anymore, right? I believe it's there. Leave me alone. But like everything else, also is the same story. I am just not interested. No, right? I'm out.
I mean, maybe I'll give it a look one day, but I'm just really disappointed in Stephen Moffat for buying into that crap because he was just as much against it, and he was hamstrung by it in 2016.
You can't stand against an ocean,
No, I suppose not.
You really can't. Rants and Raves. This is one of the few good things in. This guy, his picture is so different from reality. Like that's his picture. And his reality is like that. Okay. Fine. Listen, I mean, this is how story is. She-Hulk is such good fun, but some of the CG really takes me out of the action. Waited 3 years to get back to Halloween Horror Nights, and then fell violently ill just before opening. But I don't care. You should be too old. If it's 3 years and you were over 18 the last time, you're too old now. What the hell?
God, look at these blokes. Bloody hell.
I understand. I was like, I don't really know any of these people. Great to see Sophia Ulrich back in costume. God, thank you, Andor, my faith in the star. It's awful. Born in Space couldn't be more exciting. It's so fucking boring. Are you watching Andor?
Yeah, I know we spoke about it a little last week. I quite like it, but it's not. But it's not Born in Space, so I don't know where this guy's coming from.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's an entire show made of deleted scenes. Every scene is unnecessary. I don't care about any of them.
I am getting the feeling. I haven't seen this week's yet. Obviously, that was episode 5, dropped yesterday, was it? I haven't seen that yet. But I do get the impression that unless the pace starts to quicken, they're starting to look like they're treading water.
So you know how far the plot moves on this episode?
Not at all.
Zero. Absolute zero. They were exactly. You could have gone straight to episode 6, right, and you wouldn't even notice. It's like absolute zero.
It's difficult to believe we're 5 episodes in already.
Talking about wanting the trailer for Indy 5. Listen. I believe the apocalypse is happening in the next 12 months, right? I already think we're in the timeline now, right?
So we might not have to suffer Indiana Jones 5.
Yes, I'm hoping we miss out even Discovery. When is that? Is that late? Is that next year?
Heaven knows. It's completely out of my field of vision. I'm starting to wonder now how many editors does one magazine need? Did you see how many? They're all listed as an editor of something. There's no junior staff on SFX. No.
Well, yeah, no, I did do this. So what's this? This is a Gotham Knights video game. Couldn't care less. This is for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. I'm finally out. I don't have a console that'll play this. There you go. I'm free at last. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Don't be wrong. But like,
the red hood there.
Yeah, I'm just out. Sorry. Bye. This is weird. Starman returns as a graphic novel adapted as a basic graphic novel adaptation of The Man Who Fell to Earth. I just find it really strange, right? It's and don't be wrong. Okay, I've always wanted a graphic novel adaptation of The Wicker Man by Mike Mahon, right? Through Mike Mahon, the original Slain.
Yeah.
Him doing Wicker Man would be awesome, right?
And this art does look nice. I was going to start slagging it off then, but that does look nice.
Yeah, I'll look it over. Anyway, Thunderbolts assemble. We got David Harbour, Wyatt Russell, Florence Pugh, Olga Kurylenko, Hannah John Kamen, and Sebastian Stan join Marvel's 24 anti-hero pile-up. No interest. I mean, like, I haven't been able to sit through. Thor's out now on Disney Plus. I haven't sat through Doctor Strange. I just don't care.
Oh,
I really don't care.
I didn't even make. Here's how it was for me. I didn't even make the decision to bail on the MCU. It just happened. How sad is that?
Yeah, exactly. I literally lost interest. Right, I still do She-Hulk because it's short, but I didn't bother this week yet. Max Chapman exits Star Trek 4 to helm Fantastic Four. Well, good news was that Fantastic Four. Brendan Gleeson and Catherine Keener join Joker. This sounds really awful. Folie à deux. I mean, I have to wait and see it, but okay. Tim Blake Nelson reprises Hulk foe in for the leader in Captain America New World. Is that a cartoon? I guess it's a cartoon.
No, that's the fourth film with Anthony Mackie as Captain America. That's gonna be shit.
Again, I'm not bothered. I'm out. I'm really genuine out. Fast through a full Cobbler's future epic. Megalopolis snags Shia LaBeouf and Talia Shire. All right, well, he hasn't really done anything good in 60 years, apart from Cool Cobbler. But when he was good, he was good. Let's get clear. You can't say.
I can't remember the last film I saw that he directed. Was it Gangs of New York? Was that him?
No. He's had a second career. It hasn't been very good. Or like these small little movies that you wouldn't have heard of.
So he must be knocking on a bit now. He must be pushing 80, 85, something like that.
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase joining Zombie Town. Never heard of it. Don't care. Game of Thrones. Neil Tiger Free starring First Omen. Loving House of the Dragon. You watching that?
I am. Yes, it's fantastic. Week after week, I've got one episode of that to see as well. Tonight will be my TV catch-up night, I think. I'll be watching that.
Some have criticized it for having not enough detail in it. But, I think they could really easily go back and do a movie set between episodes. There's so much more that goes on about all these characters, which I'm really interested in.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to see more with Matt Smith with Rhaenyra, what's her name, Valerian, for example.
Yeah. There's real electricity between all the cast. The chemistry of this cast is extraordinary. Personally, I'm enjoying this more than I did most of Game of Thrones, even.
No, for me, it's still not in the upper echelons of TV, right? To me, it's nowhere near as Sopranos or Boardwalk Empire or Westworld. Westworld is I have to say, it's worth it. You have to watch it twice, and it's worth watching it twice.
I shall definitely connect back with that after everything you've said about it lately.
I'm so blown away by how good it is. The second season isn't woke, but it does go up its own arse a lot, right? But if any show had earned a right to go up its own arse, then I would think it's Westworld. Whatever you want, baby. They're all considering adults. Kevin Smith developing a sequel to horror comedy Task. Don't really care. Fine, and this is, I have no idea what this is.
Kevin Smith will continue dicking around, making pointless sequels to films that nobody went to see in the first place from now until when he eventually retires or passes away or whatever he's going to do.
Speedily nowadays. Fine. Couldn't got a Mr. Soul. K-High Kwine is joining the second season of Loki. Couldn't care less. Keely Hawes is in everything, so it's no surprise she's also alongside us the last time, Kristen Ritter in Orphan Black Echoes. No. I have to tell you, She-Hulk is so awful, it's made Orphan Black worse, strangely enough. It's
colours your view of everything that the actress has ever done.
Right. Okay. New second season Bad Batch. I like Bad Batch, right? Even though it was a bit heavy in the look, we got a girl now. Here's Amiga. Have you ever seen Bad Batch?
No. I meant to watch it and just never got round to seeing any of it. It was okay, was it? It looked pretty good.
If you saw the Clone Wars, the final 4 episodes were breathtaking. Final 4 episodes take place as a parallel story to the Revenge of the Sith. So you see what happens to everybody, and it basically sets up Bad Batch, which is really, really cool.
I'll have to give it. No, I'm very yeah. I think I saw the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars and I did like it, and then I sort of fell off it without meaning to. So I'll have to try and watch it all again, all properly, and do the Bad Batch as well.
I couldn't do that. I certainly couldn't do that. That's a picking and choose, especially the last season. There's the Ahsoka's lesbian awakening arc, which was
no,
yeah, where she was hang out with these Hispanic people in the underworld. She decided that she had some weird stirrings, just like Selma, right?
Yes, I've heard.
Anything else? Star Wars Rebels. Is a live action Bridger from Rebels in Ahsoka? Vaguely interested, even not really. Michael Bishop replacing Jordan Eglass as Jonathan Kent in season 3 of Lois, Superman Lois. I kind of stopped watching in the middle of season 2. I was like, yeah, I'll same with Resident Alien as well. Ben Kingsley's back at Trevor Slattery and Wonder Man. See, that actually it gets my attention. I'm like, oh, I like Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. Why are they doing Wonder Man though? Yeah, I suppose.
Who knows?
I talked yesterday. I talked on my show about the Secret Invasion trailer, which I'd decided that I enjoyed the trailer, and then between myself and Ian and Andrea and Matt Pott, we sort of worked out that it was probably going to be crap anyway.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm just out. Although this, I'm very happy about. As somebody who read Marvelman from the bloody beginning, right? I can't wait to see Volume 4. This is by Neil Gaiman. Starts this month. They had a preview issue just came out. I'm going to review it on my channel sometime soon. This has been literally 30, 40 years in the making. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Did you read Marvelman?
Never, ever read it. I've read about it, but never read it.
Catch up now, right? It's easier. I remember the time you had to go and fight for, find the out-of-print trade paperbacks and issues. It's important. Now it's really easy, right?
It's a couple of collected editions.
Hardback trade paperbacks, right? We're called Marvelman. Just beautifully put together, right? Great. And
it does look great. It does look good.
This was the thing that started modern superhero comics, right? I mean, this was really it was the idea of it gave this comic character a believable origin and put it into a 3-dimensional world of its time. And the storytelling was very good at unravel. This was Alan Moore learning how to what he could really do. So this is great news. Anyway, so when they finished the story, they finished it very strongly. They then handed over to Neil Gaiman, they did this final arc. He did the first arc called The Golden Age, which is what it was like living in the post messianic world of that Alan Moore left, and then this book's the Silver Age, and then after that, apparently there's the Dark Age. So there you go. It's been. Oh, listen. Okay, so Marvelman's background, but I'll go back to the picture of this. We're still talking about
Marvel Comics. They didn't get hold of the rights to this until about 12 years ago, did they? And they did a few issues with it.
So the background was this, right? Marvelman was a knockoff Captain Marvel strip from the 1950s. So Alan Moore then adopted it for this strip, Marvelman. And so it got all the way through. It did the first volume, then it got all the way. It did the second volume. It got 3/4 of the way through the second volume. Then it got hit by an injunction. This was in the 80s. Hit by an injunction by Marvel, right? So they couldn't publish it anymore. And then the magazine folded shortly thereafter, about a year or two later, maybe 3
Was it
later.
part of the magazine called Warrior?
Warrior, exactly. So they then Animal's other strip in there, V for Vendetta, finished, and the magazine folded. Oh, it didn't even folded before then. But it basically ended on this huge cliffhanger that Marvelman's human version, Mike Moran, was about to be killed horribly. Right, and he was stuck there for years, like maybe a decade, right? So then it got bought up by an American company. This was actually in the late 80s, Epic, and they finished it with the artwork, and it wasn't as good. They finished it, and then they did the third volume, with John Tolterben, and they really wrapped it up. And then they started the Neil Gaiman run. Then they went out of business, and it's just been caught in legal limbo for years, decades and decades and decades. And finally, we're going to get the completion of the Neil Gaiman run, which we only got the first third of the way through. So there you go. That's Marvelman for you. Beautiful artwork, by the way. By
I'll have to try and get hold of. I'll have to try and get hold of it because I hear so much about it, and it sounds very similar in its sort of scope to what was being done on Watchmen, and probably a precursor, I suppose, in some respect.
Exactly. You can, I think I'm going to give this a read this weekend. You can get through all 3 books in probably an afternoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can get hold of it somehow. Yeah.
I did Amazon. You can get it. Yeah. Anyway, the major feature is the night she came home, Jamie Lee Curtis and director Gordon Green returned. I really never got into Halloween. By the way, just so the copyright gods understand, I fogged out the letters so you can't see this. So there's no copyright infringement. Schmucks. Have you had any interest in these Halloween movies?
Look, I love the original Halloween movie, and I have bought them on Blu-ray, these new ones, and yet I've not got round to seeing them. They're sat on my shelves, the first and second one, ready to open. And I think it's because what I meant to do was to buy the 78 film on Blu-ray, because I do love it. I've got a soft spot for the entire Halloween series, to be honest. But yeah, I've just not got around to it. And then Halloween sort of comes and goes, or has the last 2 or 3 years. And I tend to forget about it and move on. I'll try and get them in this year. So yeah, I do like Halloween. Is the shorter answer? The answer to the question you did ask.
I get it. It never did anything for me. Basically, Jamie Lee Curtis has a soft place in my heart because she had a really rather perfect pair of boobs that she displayed on Trading Places. So whatever you want, darling, whatever you want.
Yeah, she would whip them out with regularity in various movies and TV, and not about TV shows, but certainly in various movies. Good for her. Good for her.
And this is an article about Michael Myers, I guess. Fine. Fucking hell, this looks awful. All hands, other bloody parts on deck as writer Ryan J. Brown invites you on board the Scaramantum for a trip of a death time. Was this a movie or a TV show?
I have no idea.
It looks like it's not really for me. Not for me. Rec is on the BBC 3 and iPlayer from October 9th, if you really run out of everything else, right? Then you can go to that, I guess. Night of the Crystal Pike is adapted by today's horror king, director Mike Flanagan. Okay, no interest. Zero interest. Netflix, 7th October. Yeah, fine, who cares? This is something I want to see. This is Peter Capaldi.
Yes, this looks good.
All right.
What it's called? The Devil Inside, something like that it's called?
Yeah, something like that.
The Devil's Hour?
Devil's Hour. That's end of this month. Yeah, listen, Steve, I'm really trying, right? I really tried with, what's the name? You know what? I'll have a look at it. If I can get through 10 minutes Inside Man, I will, okay? But I'm not holding my breath. It's like, why would I do this stuff? What's this? Devil Inside. Okay, I don't know anything about this movie. So we can get it on Prime, okay? Based on Sally Green's cult novel, The Bad, The Bastard Son, and the Devil himself. As a much bloody adaptation than we're used to. Okay. It looks like a teen book, right? To me.
Looks that way, yeah, I'd say so. Who's particularly that guy with a strange haircut there?
Who knows? Who cares? But you can see this on The Bastard and the Devil himself is on Netflix. There you go, it's free. Okay, you've already got it. We all got Netflix. None of this interests me whatsoever. The iconic holiday pop-up chain becomes live-action adventure in Spirit Halloween, the movie. Whatever, no clue what this is all about. State that as Nosferatu hits 100, it's time to celebrate the blood-drenched history of undead cinema. Okay, so this is an article I would read. So right now we're up to two pages.
I'm so glad I don't buy this magazine anymore because every time I look through it, the paper's always got a little bit thinner. The page count is a little less.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Well, no, this is a big one. This has got like 130 pages somehow. This is like an extra oversized episode issue, I should say. What is this? Let the Right One in. They're making a movie of it, a TV show of it. This is an interview with a vampire. No interest. It looks like it's garbage. It looks really like it's.
This has made no impact at all. After all those years that Anne Rice was trying to get it going, it's come out and there's been barely a whimper because everybody else is talking about either how bad the Rings of Power is or how good House of the Dragon is. Nobody cares about this. It's a shame.
Yeah, listen, they missed this opportunity. So what's this? Dracula Return of the White Worm is out this month. Who's writing this? Written by Darky. I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't really
nice artwork.
It was okay, but I don't really read modern comics because they're normally about fat lesbians sitting around eating. Right, I don't find that quite so
that is a strange way for comics as a medium to go. A very weird niche within a niche.
They really wanted, right? It's what they really wanted. So
it seems so.
The Fat Vampire books are being adapted, and I can't. God, leave me alone. Twilight has a lot to answer for. It's on Sci-Fi. UK Details TBC. Oh, that's a stamp of quality when they can't sell it. Michael Giacchino goes behind the camera to launch Marvel Studios' first special Werewolf at Night. What is this thing? I see it being advertised.
It seems to me it's a TV movie with a very generic kind of horror pastiche thing that they're going to use as a dry run for making more diverse, and I don't mean diverse in the modern sense, more diverse content under the MCU banner. I think this looks fun. How much it's actually related to Werewolf by Night, the comic, I don't know, because it seems to include 3 or 4 of those horror comic characters from the 70s.
Isn't Michael Giacchino the music composer?
I have no idea. Oh! Yes. Yeah, now you've said that. I've seen his name somewhere. Yeah.
Lost, Star Trek. He's very good. So I must be wanted to direct something, I guess. Long-running cheerleader franchise goes dark. Man, there's just nothing I'm interested in. Oh, you see, now you got me interested. It's on Sci-fi, and they can't sell it to England. Right? Archie Comics, Sabrina. I quite like Chucky, and here's the thing: I wouldn't go looking for it, but if it was on, I'm like, I'll watch that for a few minutes.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
God, I lost interest in Walking Dead years ago.
I thought this show had finished. It's culturally flatlined. This show has. It's extraordinary how it's managed it.
It was for me. It was during the what's it called again? The war, the Negan War, where it was just like boring episodes shooting nonstop. I was like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. Leave me alone.
I can't even remember what was going on when I stopped watching it. It got that repetitive and that dull.
Right. Yeah. There's another horror movie out. It must be October. Oh God, this Hellraiser looks like bollocks.
I don't know. I think it looks a little generic to really make a mark. I appreciate what they're trying to do, and I know this is Clive Barker's wish that a proper adaptation be made of Hellbound Heart. And
if he's behind it, that changes my perspective.
Yeah, he is behind it. He spent years getting the rights back, and he did write early drafts of this screenplay. He was going to direct it too, but they talked him out of it. And it's found a home with Hulu, and they've also cast, because in the book, so Andrea told me, who's on the panels that I do regularly, and she's like read all the Clive Barker stuff. In the book, the character of Pinhead, it's not called Pinhead in the book, but is a an androgynous character, and
Oh, okay.
and so they've gone back to that for this version. But of course, Hellraiser comes up with so much baggage. There's 10 original movies, and they're doing this for Hulu. I think it'll probably be okay.
You can't count the last 7; they're all
no,
garbage.
you can't. I think it'll probably be okay for people who are interested in that stuff, and for horror fans, it'll probably be okay. But will anybody remember it in a year's time? Probably not.
Nah, the problem is this: they don't make movies; they make content. Right? They need that. Cinema needs to be. They need to have less movies in the cinema, and it needs to be the movies need to be cinematic. Right? They need to go there for a reason. Right? The stuff that the MCU stuff is over. Right? It's over.
Yeah, the age of the MCU.
You need to go back to actually making movies. Like you got to do the 70mm, Quentin Tarantino, like huge scope things. Right, there's got to be an event to go to the movies.
Yeah,
right, like a Tom Cruise movie, right? An event, like not like this Black Adam, which is like it doesn't look bad, but it looks like you meant to watch it on TV.
I think this looks pretty good, but will I go and see it at the cinema? It's touch and go with me. I'd like to see this at the cinema, but I have this voice in the back of my head, mate, that says it's going to be a disappointment. And despite the fact that I think the casting's really great, I think it looks quite well made, and yet I can't help but think how many times you've been to the cinema and been massively disappointed. Why would you expect this to be any different?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like there are movies where I think are worth it, right? I think Top Gun looked like it was worth it to me. You can tell this looks like it's too generic. I've seen it too many times before, right? It sounded like Dunkirk gave me something new, right? You need to have, I think, more bold filmmaking.
I think what it is, mate, we are seeing that superhero movies, there's nothing really that we haven't seen already, and you can't really take your family to see them anymore because they've either got bored with them or they're not appropriate for little kids anymore. So that's why we're seeing it all die.
Have you noticed that the normies have suddenly noticed that everything's gay?
Yes, I think it took the Thor film. I don't think many geeks. I think people who knew what to expect, people like us, people who are geeks, knew that was going to be awful. But the people who just go to the cinemas on date night or just keep one eye on what's coming out saw, new Thor film. I quite like the last one. All right, I'll go and see that. They watched it. It was like, oh my god, whose idea was it? Looking around at their wife or their partner or their girlfriend or boyfriend and think, okay, whose idea was it to go and see this piece of shit?
Okay, a Thor movie was perfect because you can go with your girlfriend and you can all leave horny. Okay, that's a great movie. That's why James Bond movies are great. You can all leave
probably
horny.
Right. Yeah,
right. That's a great thing to do with filmmaking.
A good watchword.
Yes, all leave horny. Right. I do agree with you. So yeah, this is. I don't really care. Right, I really don't really care. Speaking of so fun, I do the deep dive into this article. Have you seen this picture?
Look, I'm going to be generous about this. I think this picture is a delight. It's the only picture in the entire.
I got tingles when I'm like, this is like karaoke. This is like Doctor Who karaoke.
Yes, that's a fair point. But there's something, and the other pictures of Sophie. Jan, these are my two favourite 80s companions, really, Tegan and Ace. And I'm gutted that Chris Chibnall is going to sully them in some way. And the pictures we've seen of them so far.
People don't realise it. Here, when I go over this article, I spent a long time talking about Janet's face, like this undeserved look of complete confidence. Like, really, Janet? Do you have any idea what you're about to walk into? Like, do you have any idea? This is going to be epically awful. The BBC won't show a trailer. Do you have any idea?
We're 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away from this feature length, special of what should be a world-class show premiering on BBC One, and the general public still have no idea that it even exists.
You're right. So anyway, if you want to know more about this article, I go over this in detail in this video. Putting this out tomorrow.
the special of doom. But yeah, it's a perfect headline. You're absolutely right. And this was intended to be the final episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Anyway, all right, kid. I think my career might be salvageable, but you still are screwed. Yes, the BBC's meager marketing, and it's that's so what it is. Meager marketing.
You know what? Mandip Gill's got off light because she's been able to go and get another job in the theatre and to carry on with the career before people remember. God, that was really awful, and it ended even worse than it started.
Gill, no matter how bad she was in Doctor Who, doesn't really matter because two factors. One, nobody saw it, and two, at first glance, she's quite shaggable. Right? That's the reason that she's got. I haven't seen Chris Chibnall or Jodie Whittaker book new work. Even I saw that she changed talent agency. So
has she really? That's very interesting.
I saw something about it. I think it was just like a legal thing, right? I think she still has the same agent, but I think they changed agency. So I really don't care.
I've just starred in a world-class show. I was at Comic-Con. Why ain't you got me no more work?
Where's all the viewers gone? Do you see Rusty Davis took the piss out of this picture?
Out of what picture? No.
This one, he said, people line up to see the centenary special. Only 5 of them.
Did he say that really?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Absolutely ace. Well, and he's quite right. Nobody gives a shit. I mean, I feel a little sorry for this guy, Sasha, because this was, and maybe he'll be back at some point in the future.
I can see Russell wanting to save him.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. Jules Saunders, an author, don't know who he is. He's older. Go get a book. So reviews. We got Don't Worry, Darling. Never heard of this. Oh, yeah, I did hear it. Live Here Wildwood. It's a movie about Jordan Peterson by people who are clueless cunts. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, it looks shit.
Yeah. I hope it does very badly. Barbarian Airbnb. No, not really interested. What's this one? Fright Fest. What is this Fright Fest? It's
is this the festival that Keith Isles goes to every year? It's like the horror festival thing in London.
Well, can you just 1 second? The horror weekend, it'll take a supplement to cover everything screened at Fright Fest. But here's a pick of the 10 notable films which you'll be waiting a little bit to see in cinemas via V. Okay. That's what it sounds like. So, okay.
Cool.
Doctor Who am I? I'm looking forward to seeing that, right? I really am looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
But again, hear about it in an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, yes. Don't miss that.
What the brave, like this is everything I see in Save Day. This image is the only I don't
the brave ones. Oh my god, what's that about?
I don't like will you stop? Okay. Let's do some gender normalcy for once. Weird. I've never wanted to see C, right? And it's got. I like Jason Momoa. It's post-apocalyptic. What's this Queer for Fear? This sounds awful. Showrunner Brian Fuller. I like Brian Fuller. Don't be too quick to dismiss this documentary by Brian Fuller if you're not queer. Not only is it fast. Okay, you taught me into it. Although I still got that Light and Magic documentary to watch. Have you seen that on the Disney Plus?
No, there's several documentaries on there that I'd like to see.
That's why they control the world.
The Imperfects. I saw a few stills from that the other day. And is that the one that are all like gorgeous looking, like 20, 25-year-old girls?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like everything else.
It doesn't really look that good. It's TV in 2022. I don't care. Like I genuinely don't care about any of these things. American Horror Stories. I stopped in season 1. I was too scared. This looks good. The Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I never been able to get into anime. Maybe we should try.
Matt Pott says that is fantastic. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I will watch it.
I might give that a go.
He really recommends that.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Will you piss off? Yeah, It didn't get that. I mean, look at the
and still SFX give it lots of stars. Look,
well, they have to, don't they? This is why their reviews are worthless. Other than finding out what's out, that's quite good. Their own stuff is good. Jeepers Creepers, no. My best friend said no, not interested in this. What's this thing? The Manacle Mayhem. What the hell is this? This is from 36.
Boris and the Crypt Kicker 3. It's not something to do with Boris Johnson.
It sounds like a like movie reel, like a serial.
Oh, I see.
I think. Oh man, I would buy this on a punt.
Yeah, it might be a laugh. Depends on how long it's on for, doesn't it?
It's on Blu-ray. We got the 36 series, the 40 series, and the 51 series. So it's one second. So there's limitless quality of the old Hollywood stars, blah 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 blah. Visible Ray, heading the latest set of Karloff starring offerings, the Universal Vault. Okay, so old movie. This sounds interesting. Fine. That does sound interesting.
Yeah, it sounds different at least. And,
yeah. Again, look at all the current stuff. Who would want to see this thing? Like, I don't understand. Like, who would want to?
BDSM fanatics.
I'm already turned off. Would you leave me alone, you weirdos? God, you all purple haired weirdos. Or you shaved your heads or something. Jurassic World Dominion, couldn't care less. Batman and Superman: The Battle of the Super Sons. Nah.
That was a fun comic though. The Super Sons. That was one of the last things I really read regularly, and they've completely ruined the character of Jonathan Kent since. But
oh my god, and Tim Drake. Tim Drake is now mixing.
Well, that's not. I don't know about the animated version, but in the comic book, it's Damian Wayne who's the Robin in the Super Sons. But yeah, they've completely ruined Tim Drake in the book now. In the comics, they've just
garbage. Original broadcasting between 69 and 70, the OWL service. If you're of the right age, it means a lot for you. I'm not of the right age.
I have never seen that. People have been telling me about it practically as long as I've hung about with other geeks, but I've never seen it. I'm tempted by this Blu-ray.
We're a little bit too young. We're about 5 years too young. Brian Charles, this is weird. This is all weird. Leave me alone.
It's like more homoerotic stuff. Was that by any chance?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's just too weird. Now this I want to get Alan Moore's new book. Alan book of short stories. Yes, I bet it's going to be incredible.
Oh, sounds interesting.
There's a one short story of Alan Moore I read, which Dr. Alex did an audio version of, which is fantastic. So if they're all like that, it was like a Christmas horror story. So if they're all like that, I'm very excited. Yeah, none of these things in the least bit interested. Nope.
Big book about Terry Pratchett there.
But here, this I am interested in. Here, the making of a classic film. This looks awesome. Look at that.
I was only thinking about First Contact the other day. This was the closest that Star Trek ever really got. I mean, apart from maybe The Voyage Home, but I don't, there wasn't really much going on TV then. This was when Star Trek really was the closest to mainstream that it had ever been. Had all those TV shows going and this huge film in the cinema.
Well, actually, the J.J. Abrams movie did a lot of good.
They did quite well, yeah.
It did, I mean, like it was, but it just.
But once people watched that movie, the problem with that film was that once people watched it and decided that they liked Star Trek after all, they'd got nowhere to go except watch TV. By at that point, that was 15, 20 years old. So it sort of existed in its own little bubble. Whereas with First Contact, it was supported by like Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Next Gen had only just finished itself, so people had got loads of stuff they could watch over on Sky or buy shit ton of videotapes the way I did. Yeah, it's good days, good times.
Happy days. The Man Who Felt the Worst comic is Titan Comics. It's kind of interesting. But again, Doctor Who Origins. How did that get?
Look at that for crap artwork.
Will you stop? That's just ridiculous. It's trash. I did one
I saw a couple of people who had clearly never read a comic book before trying to talk that up on Twitter. It was pathetic.
It's cheap, right? It's cheap because no one buys it because it's trash, right?
If Titan aren't just literally marking time until they lose that license, then off the strength of that alone, they need that license taking from them. I don't, even if there's nobody else who wants to pick up the license, I'd rather have no Doctor Who comics at all than crap like that pumped out.
It's ridiculous. I mean, again, it's such a shame because they could do so much with it. If you're a vinyl fan, you can get the Blake 7 audio radio adventures, which weren't very good.
Yeah, they were pretty crap.
And if you've got a PlayStation 5, which I don't, they've remastered The Last of Us. Don't bother with Last of Us Part 2. Because I certainly didn't. And another thing. Again, I'm out of gaming. Leave me alone. The 13th Doctor. Oh, stop. Okay, let's do some of these questions. Question 1. After which sporting event was Jodie Whittaker casting announced? Wimbledon, wasn't it?
That's right. Forever etched on my brain. Bloody hell. I've always hated Wimbledon anyway.
Word spoken by the 13th Doctor. Icky Thump?
Icky Thump.
No idea. It says, oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. That's it. I can't. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I started getting screen grabs for the Villa of Dildo, whatever. Oh, it's so awful.
You're still doing those deep dives, watching every episode?
Yeah, I want to finish them up before her final episode.
And you're gonna do Flux. You're gonna do Flux as well.
No, I did Flux when I did them, right? So the Flux are already done. But I want to do the Haunting of Villa Dildo, Cybermen, and Timeless Children. And they're my covered. I wanted to get them done now, but I've also got to do Andor. I'm not going to get Andor in today. That's going to be ridiculous. Leave me alone. This looks vaguely interesting.
Yeah,
not really.
Yeah, I'm down. I've got a lot of editions of that Dalek book as it is, but Robert Hack is a good illustrator, so I can't not be interested in that.
So here, let's close up with looking at the trailer of this. This is the MCU's Great Hope, right? This is really it. Their Great Hope is.
There's a trailer for Black Panther.
Yeah, it's been out for a few days.
That's how little attention I've been paying. Yeah, I'll have a look at that then. I wasn't a big fan of the original, to tell you the truth. But
I thought it earned its place at the table, right? I thought it wasn't trash. I thought it had a real story to it. I thought it was good in reflecting the Black experience in America.
I thought they cast it really, really well. Just felt
it was charming. It was fun, but what's going on? Upgrade in progress. People are saying delete. What's going on? I have no idea. Okay, fine. Anyway, back to the so I thought it was okay, and I thought it did well, but losing what's his name who played Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman,
forget it. It was all here. I mean, there was so much based on him. Anyway,
yeah.
And it was coming off the goodwill of the MCU wrapping up, and the MCU Phase 4. Nobody gives a shit.
Only the most broken people.
Okay, diversity now seems much less interesting than it did with the first one, because we only see diversity. We don't see white people. So okay, it's not interesting anymore.
Can be great leaders.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukulkan. The feather serpent.
None of this is interesting me at all. I mean, I don't know being harsh with it, but none of this is interesting me in the slightest. No. You getting anything?
No. No. Ryan Coogler is a fantastic director, and well, play the rest. Play the rest, please.
This was me Namor.
Killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming for the surface world.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to do a Namor movie, you really should have done that with Fantastic Four. He's much more of a foil for Mr. Fantastic.
This feels really weird. It feels like I'm watching the trailer for a Namor film, but it's called Black Panther. It feels really strange. None of this looks right to me.
It's weird, right? It just feels wrong, right? It feels like something's off and you don't know what it is, right? And it's going to come right through on the side. Like you can tell when the reasons behind diverse casting. It just bleeds out. Like Lawrence Fishburne was the perfect person to play Perry White, and Jeffrey Wright should have been great as Commissioner Gordon, but it was just felt forced and wrong, right? It was really and they're both great actors, right? It doesn't matter. You can feel from the narcissism, and that's what all this is, right? I realized this about. What's it called again? The Black Little Mermaid movie, right? Because the Black Little Mermaid movie, who's it made for? Is it made for black people? No, it's made for predominantly white liberal people, the Martha's Vineyard type people who want to feel good about themselves that there's a Black Little Mermaid movie. Not that they'll go and see it or give a crap about it, because they're all racist. And they can say the same thing. In the same mouth, they can say, and it's racist to ask for ID because black people can't get it because they're too stupid. I mean, how?
It's extraordinary the things that people come out with a straight face.
Yeah, it's just and these are normal people. I don't get it.
They've got this so wrong. They've got this all completely wrong. This Black Panther thing.
Well, listen, I mean, I think we're watching a psyop, right? A long-term psyop being played out on and either you see it or you don't, right? And it just played on your prejudices.
It's one thing to be, well, mate. It's one thing that we're going to be served now a Captain America movie without Captain America in it. We've got an Iron Man film coming out without Iron Man in it, and now we have a Black Panther film coming out without Black Panther in it. It's lunacy. Absolute lunacy. They're completely losing the plot. They've got far too much money. Nobody to tell them no, and it's only going to when this ends. It doesn't
matter if they fail. They can just there's nobody looking.
One time to strike.
Yeah, was it Riri Williams? There you go. And Riri Williams was such a shit character.
Well, she's pointless. She's pointless without Tony Stark.
Right.
Show them who we are.
You are dull people, is who you are. Was that the new Black Panther?
Well, I never. A lady Black Panther. I didn't see that.
Haven't done that in the end. Is there anything else?
Wanker forever.
I don't know.
I'm not going anywhere near this.
I mean, it's getting like, what do you think the pitch meeting was like? And they're like, how about this? We do Black Panther, but make her a woman. and like, is that what you've done with every other MCU thing?
Same moves. At the same time, they've pulled Namor into it, who looks nothing like Namor. Incidentally, is there any reason why he's now a Mexican or something like that, rather than because wasn't he supposed to be a Japanese or Korean?
Diversity. Diversity is the answer to everything, right? Diversity. I'm just thinking if there's anything new on Bounding into Comics.
I thought that looks so bad. I don't see the problem with recasting T'Challa. I don't think Chadwick Boseman. I think he'd have been behind it 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Any interview I've ever seen with him makes it very clearly would have been behind that. So what's the point in any of this?
It's just silly. Speaking of just silly, we've got 2 more episodes of Rings of Power to go.
No, mate, not we. I haven't been stupid enough to watch it in the first place, pal. It's you. It's you.
It's so bad. Like, okay, so I guess Saturday night, because Sunday night is the big. We got another Jewish holiday, like another one, right? So we just finished Yom Kippur, where I was like, I'm like physically recovering from it because you don't eat for 25 hours and you stand and you're praying. It's all a big deal, all this stuff going on. So now, starting on Sunday night, you got the holiday of Sukkot. Well, yeah, it's booth. You sit outside, and when you have to eat outside. You're supposed to sleep out there. I can't sleep in it. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I can't do it.
I remember you doing that last year. I remember you telling me.
Oh, what a nightmare! What a nightmare! Although I got my son to here. I'll show. We got the decorations up. We're doing good. 1 second. Share screen. And my wife went because my guy who got my my Arbor Minim, right? Arbor Minim is when you get a lemon and a palm frond, and they cost. We actually did well. The guy we normally get is retired. Right, you get like a college kid, and then when they get too old, then there's nobody else yet. So anyway, this is our Sukkot all set up, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
and this is my lemon. My wife went to get me from she went outside her work. They had this big fair of these things there, and that's showing you how kosher, right? Because that middle one is very stuck together. That's showing you how freaking kosher it is. That's super kosher. These are weird times, man. Weird times. Don't even ask me what to do with it. Don't even ask. Right, so that's Sunday night. So I can't stream on Sunday night, right? So I'm going to stream on Saturday night. So now I got to do Andor, Rings of Power. Fuck me. Oh, I don't think I can do more than that.
A YouTuber's loss, mate. A YouTuber's loss.
It sounds too awful. Because then I also want to do the Portugal Villa dildo. I might do it during the week. I might actually do a surprise stream at some point.
Spoil yourself, yeah.
Yeah, just to throw that in there. The next will be a female blade. Yes, I guess so. Fine. With that, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. Please join Dan in just under an hour.
Yes, please do. Yes, on the Spacebook channel for my chat. Well, myself and Sarah get together with Vanessa Yule and Matthew Jacobs. Yes, that Matthew Jacobs who wrote the TV movie, the Doctor Who TV movie back in 1996, one of the fathers of the 8th Doctor. He talks about some of that and about his dad being in the gunfighters. And he talks about why he's made this new feature-length documentary. And all sorts of questions will be asked and answered. He doesn't duck anything, and he's a very entertaining guest too. And Vanessa Yule is also very, very charming company. So yeah, come over to the Spacebook channel and get your peepers on that. Thanks, Rabbi.
I'm actually intending to do that. Very good, very good. So hit the end broadcast button in again, and that whizzy wheel of love goes around and around and around.